I've got something different today, guys, for Modified Monday. I've got a couple of slides here off a couple of my firearms, and quite some time back I decided to toy around with the idea of doing some color fill. And on this slide here, this is from a Smith & Wesson M&P Compact. I filled this side, and it's the first time I'd ever tried it, and it was quite a chore. But after I got finished with it, it turned out okay, and it lasted quite a while, longer than I anticipated. And so I got to the point where I decided I wanted to try it on the rest of my slide. This down here comes like this from the factory. It's on there, etched in and colored, and I'm not fooling with that. But last night I decided to give this a try, so I cleaned this out as best I could using some acetone, and then eventually had a little bit of lighter fluid here and some Q-tips that I used just to make sure there was no oils, whatever. I redid this side, used a little bit different method, and turned out really well. So I went ahead and did the other side, and filled this in, this here, and this. And what I actually used was a gold crayon. This crayon right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Gold. A little piece broke out, and so that's what I was basically using, was this little piece right here to just fill that area in over and over and over. And I came up with the idea of using a piece of a coffee stirrer and just cut a chisel tip on it, kind of flattened it off there, and used this like a trowel to work the wax into the engraving over and over, and wiping it off, working the wax in over and over until I got a satisfactory result. Okay, I think that looks pretty good there. And I'm at a weird angle. This is something completely new for me, so I'm hoping that I keep everything in the frame. And this side here turned out good. So I decided I'd give it a try on this one, and I didn't know how the black crayon would work on the FDE slide, but it turned out really well on this side. So what I'm going to do is actually fill in a spot on this slide, just like I did the rest of them, and hopefully this won't turn into a super long video. And if you get bored, just feel free to go on. Got me an old can of Zippo lighter fluid and a Q-tip. Just going to moisten this Q-tip. I'm just going to do one spot here on camera, and just go over this area here that I'm planning to fill with this Q-tip. Zippo lighter fluid and a Q-tip, just to get any dirt or oil or gun cleaning solution, anything like that, off of the surface here. And there's a little bit of dirt there on the Q-tip. That should be sufficient. And forgive me if I go silent while I'm doing this. It's hard for me to just keep talking while I'm doing something. I'm usually out here in my shop by myself when I'm working on something and just working along. I know there's plenty of videos on YouTube on color filling. I've seen guys use fingernail polish, testers, model paints, different kinds of enamels, things like that. But I got this idea of using a crayon years and years ago when I was much younger. My ex-brother-in-law was a police officer, and I remember seeing him get his gear ready to go on duty, and he would take a black crayon and after polishing his badge, he would take a black crayon and fill in the background on his badge and then go over it with a cloth and wipe off all the excess, and that's how he would do the contrast on his badge. So what I do now, just start rubbing this in here, and it's not gonna work all at once. It takes a while to get this completely filled in, and you have to work it in. And so just go over it, back and forth, different directions, round in circles, just building up that wax on there. And then using your little trowel, and I hope I'm staying in frame here, and I don't want to block what I'm doing. Try to move around here a little bit. Hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. And forgive me for just rambling and mumbling. I'm just in the moment here as I'm doing this. This is like a trowel if anybody's done any work on ceramic tile, floors or walls, and you're putting your grout in. After your tiles are on, you just use that use that trowel to work that grout down between your tiles. And I can see some areas there where it's a little thin. So I'll just go over this again. Work it again, staying in frame, sort of, kind of, but not really. How about this? There we go. Let's try it at that angle. Turn it around, work it the other direction. doing here. And then you just take a rag and begin to wipe off the excess. And as you're doing this, you'll pull some of the wax out of the engraved areas. And so what you have to do is just go back in there again with the crayon, work another layer of wax over it. Use your little coffee stirrer trowel. You see, you can tell where areas are shallow, need some more wax. You just have to keep layering it on there, pressing it in, working it in, packing that wax into those areas, and it eventually fills it in. Come on, focus. To where you have a pretty decent looking result. So hopefully you get the idea. I'm going to continue on with this, but I just wanted to get on here and do this for my Modified Monday video, and I'm going to continue on, complete this side of the slide, and go for a result like this. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button.